Hey guys, it's Mrs. Payne. I'm going to show you a quick project that you can do this week. It's pretty fun and you get to use your imagination. You can use anything that you have. This week I'm going to be using my black colored pencil. You can use a regular #2 pencil or a pen or anything you've got. And then I've taken a big piece of paper and cut it in half. We're going to be creating an animal home. Okay, but not an animal home the way they would actually be in nature. We're going to imagine what it would be like if they lived like people under the ground. So right now it's spring, so a lot of animals are waking up from hibernation. And you could do a hibernating animal, you could do a non-hibernating animal, you could do an animal in the forest, or if you really wanted to be creative and knew about another animal's habitat, you could draw their home there. For this project, I chose a rabbit, and so I'm going to show you how to draw an animal home. This is a finished one, and I'm going to start off the project and show you how to draw an animal home on a blank sheet of paper. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side. Right here I've got my blank sheet of paper. So you might have noticed on the other one, I started drawing my ground line way high up, and the reason that I did that was because I don't want the tree or the ground or what we see to take precedence. I don't want that to be the most important part of my drawing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw my tree. I'm going to draw the roots. I'm going to have them kind of coming out into the ground, and I'm just lightly sketching here. I'm not pressing really hard or anything like that. I can always come back and make changes, and I'm just roughing out what I think this tree will look like. So I've got some roots. I wanted to make it look like it's coming at me, so I am drawing this root coming in, making a little angle here, and then bringing my pencil almost straight down here. And that's going to make it look like it's coming at me. And then I drew a little mound here to be, and you could even make it like pointed at the end, and that's going to make it look like that root is coming at you. Okay, so when we start adding in the wood grain texture and the bark and things like that, it'll look more 3D. Okay, and then I'm going to draw up in here, well, I want it to make it look like it's part of the wood, a little hole, okay, like it's dug out. And that is going to be our door. Okay, so I've got my tree, I've got it etched out, and then I'm going to start by drawing my path down. Okay, and again, it does not have to be perfect at this point. In fact, I'm not worried about it being straight or anything like that. I'm just going to make sure that I get my ideas down on the paper, because I can always come back and add more. I'm going to do 2 pretty large rooms over here, and you might be saying, Mrs. Payne, why are you drawing speech bubbles? I'm actually trying to create little rooms in this rabbit's warren where it can climb down and do different activities. So I've got walls and a ceiling and a floor and another wall into the entrance. Okay, so I've got my little tunnel here. And what I'm going to start doing is adding in a way for my little rabbit buddy to get into his home. I'm going to make a little stairway, a little ladder for him to come home. Maybe he wants to come off to the side here, and he'll have a little ladder coming into this room. Okay. Then I'm going to come in and start creating my rooms. I'm going to have this be the living room. I'm going to start off by creating a little TV set for him to watch. Okay. This is where all those practices we did in 1 Point Perspective are paying off. I'm going to make it a rabbit ear TV, like an old style TV like they used to have, and I'm going to do a little couch here. Again, I'm not defining the couch or anything like that. I can come back and work on the cushions and things like that later. But right now, I'm not too worried about everything looking perfect. Okay, and maybe on the wall, I'm going to draw some art, which like a little carrot, and maybe a family portrait here. So I might do like a bunch of little bunnies because we know rabbits have big families. Okay, and again, I'm just getting my ideas down on the paper. I'm not worrying about making it look perfect right now. Then I might come over here, draw in my floor, imply a dirt floor for things to rest on, okay? And start with my refrigerator. I'm kind of going for a retro look on this, so I'm gonna do like an old-timey refrigerator. And I'm gonna give him some cabinets and maybe a stove right here. Some cabinets up here, light so he can see. Okay. And we don't have to draw a hard line, but you can add in like little scribbles to imply where the floor is. I'm going to suggest that if you are going to leave it black and white, that you go back in and add some darker lines. But if you're going to add color, it should help to define the areas that you want to stand out more. Okay. I'm going to start in on the bed here. And maybe he's in the bed. I'm going to do some bunny ears. Maybe he's sleeping. Give him some pillows. Maybe do like a little ball here. He's under the blankets. And draw the end of the bed. Ooh, and you know what? If you want to be really technical, you can make it so the bed, the edge of the bed that's facing you is larger. If we're thinking about perspective, maybe I'll do some little bunny ears and slippers here. Give him a little nightstand with a lamp on it. Maybe give him a book to read. And if we want, we can give him a nice place to keep his clothes. And a little bureau with some dresser drawers down here. Okay. And again, I can always come back in and add texture and color, but for now I'm just etching out. Okay. Last room is the bathroom. I'm gonna come down here and put in a clawfoot tub. Now don't worry, I'm not thrilled with that. There we go, okay. You can always come back and change it. Oh, it would be really cute too if these were rabbit feet. Oh my gosh. Like little bunny feet because they have long feet. Okay. I can come back and work on my tub a little bit. Let's see. And give him a little sink here. And a medicine cabinet. That might be the end of the medicine cabinet down here. He's probably not very tall. Okay. If I want to, I can add in a shower curtain here. And a light so he can see. That's one thing I forgot up here. I think I want to give him a little coffee table with a lamp on it. Here. Okay. So now I have a little animal home. If I think of other things to add in, I can always do that. But for right now, I've got the basic idea of my animal home down. Now I can go in and add color. As I'm doing brown for the walls, you can see I'm just kind of scribbling the color in, and that's because I don't want the brown to completely overtake everything that's going on inside. I'm just going to give the idea that the walls are brown because my viewer is going to understand that even if I don't completely color it in. So I'm just going to kind of add in a little bit here and there, especially on the floor. I might make it more defined, darker. And on the walls, the ceiling. But again, I'm not letting that brown overtake because I don't want it to be the most important part. Okay, so I'm just giving a hint to my viewer that yes, this is made out of dirt and my little rabbit friend has dug out his house. Then I can come in. When I had the idea for this rug, I wanted it to be like circles of color. I can come in and add in color where I want it to. And I can choose whatever colors I want. And this is a part where I can start paying attention to how do I want these cushions to look. Do I want them to be darker? Do I want to shade in certain parts? Do I want to leave certain parts unshaded? On the TV, I might shade certain parts or outline harder on certain parts. And give it a little cord to plug in. Okay. What am I gonna do? Oh, can't forget our carrot art here. Very nice. Okay. And colored pencils are kind of nice for this project because as I start to work with it, some parts I can leave a lighter shade and then some parts I can go darker and have a darker shade. As we get up to finish our house, after everything is done, when we come up to finish the tree, what I'm going to do, because bark is rough, is just move my brown pencil, or regular pencil if you're just doing black and white, back and forth, but I'm also going to lift it at certain points, okay? The darker parts, I'm going to make sure down here that I do those darker. And I'm going to push harder sometimes, and then I'm going to lift it, and I'm going to go lighter. What I want is a little bit of a scribble. And I can always change the shape of my tree if I want it to go up more. I want a lot of change, okay? I don't want it to all look the same, and I don't want it to look like I was just going back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, okay? I can outline this part and do some knots in here, do some round if I want, or do some like back and forth like S's, okay? And then I can color in. Because like I said, bark is rough, trees are not always smooth, right? So we want to get that roughness in that texture there, okay? You can always add as you want to. And then the little hole where our animal enters in, I want to make sure that's good and dark, okay? Then, remember this is above ground, so I can go back in and I can add some grass. This is the part that if we were walking, that we would see, okay? So imagine how that might look. And for the grass, I'm just doing like strokes, long strokes, one at a time, okay? When I am all finished, I would have color in every room, my choice. I can always go back in and add until I'm happy with it, okay? And greet my animal home. Miss you guys. Please, please, please send me your work. I'm always happy to see your art. If you have any questions or concerns, please email me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And hopefully I will hear from you and I will be sending out another tutorial for you next week. Okay. Again, miss you guys. Have a great week.